Have you ever wondered how our brain communicates? How it manages to send and receive messages that allow us to think, feel, and act? The answer lies in an intricate system of chemical messengers known as neurotransmitters. Picture this. Our brain is an intricate network of billions of neurons, each one a tiny but essential part of the grand orchestra we call consciousness. Neurons communicate with one another using neurotransmitters, the body's natural chemical messengers. Now, the total number of neurotransmitters in the human brain remains a mystery, but scientists have identified more than 100 different kinds, including serotonin, dopamine, and acetylcholine. And guess what? Some neurons can even contain more than one type of neurotransmitter. Let's dive a little deeper into the process. Imagine an electrical impulse traveling down the body of a neuron, known as the axon. When it reaches the end, the axonal terminal, a neurotransmitter is released, ready to cross the synaptic gap to the next neuron. These neurotransmitters are stored in a neuron's terminal buttons, ready to be dispatched at a moment's notice. After crossing the synapse, the neurotransmitter fits into receptor sites on the postsynaptic cell, much like a key in a lock. But what happens after the neurotransmitter has signaled an electrical impulse in the postsynaptic cell? Well, some types are cleaned up by transporter molecules released by the presynaptic neuron. This process is known as reuptake, and the neurotransmitters are reabsorbed, ready to be reused. However, not all neurotransmitters are cleared from the synaptic gap via reuptake. In some cases, neurotransmitters are broken down in a process known as degradation. And when there's a surplus of neurotransmitters in the synaptic gap, their effects are amplified. Now, some neurotransmitters cause the postsynaptic cell to activate, while others reduce the likelihood of a neuron activating. These are referred to as excitatory and inhibitory neurotransmitters, respectively. But it's important to note that some neurotransmitters, like serotonin, can be both excitatory and inhibitory, depending on the neural network they are interacting with. In addition to neurotransmitters, agonist and antagonist molecules also play a role in the brain's communication system. An agonist is a molecule that increases the effect of a neurotransmitter by mimicking it and binding to the receptor site of the postsynaptic neuron. Conversely, antagonist molecules reduce the effects of neurotransmitters by blocking receptor sites on the postsynaptic neuron. Understanding agonist and antagonist molecules is crucial to developing biomedical treatments for brain-based disorders and furthering our understanding of how the brain works as a whole. Take the recent explosion of research into ketamine for the treatment of depression as an example. In summary, neurotransmitters are the tiny chemical messengers that make our brain's communication system possible. They are released from one neuron, cross the synaptic gap, and bind to the receptor sites on another neuron, either exciting or inhibiting its activity. They are then either reabsorbed or broken down, ready to be used again. It's an intricate, complex system, but one that is essential to our ability to think, feel, and act.